Hi, all my gorgeous, fantastic, creative, beautiful, peace-filled, intelligent human beings out there. I feel so excited because there's so many things I want to share with you, and I'm going to make some videos about being a friendly consumer. We're going to talk about organic cotton and how to make shampoo and toothpaste and all sorts of things to become more friendly in our ways. And it's all done out from our heart. So it's all done in a friendly way where we don't pressure ourselves, because it's not about becoming a better human being, or because, as we've been talking about, you can't be better than you are, but we can do things that are much more friendly to the earth and to each other and to ourselves. So there's so much that we can do, and we all just need to start where we feel it's right. But today I want to talk more about love and also being a woman, and also spirituality, because it's very much sort of up here on the top of my heart, and I need to share this. I was reading Eckhart Tolle's book, A New Earth, and he talks about how for about 300 years in the Middle Age that women were burnt on fires, and they think they don't have the numbers, but it's millions. I don't know if it's 1.5 million, but it's just so many women who were killed because they had abilities that were very spiritual, and they were very connected to the earth. And it just did something to me when I was reading it. And it's not to glorify the woman, because the man is just as beautiful and wonderful. But there is something about being a woman. You are more connected to spirit. It's just easier. For most women, it's easier to feel the presence of spirit. And this often makes us feel very different and very far away from men. And we can talk heaps and heaps about this. That's a huge subject, and as I've said recently about spiritual awakening, it can seem so complex and so hard to manage. But basically, it's all about, do we want to live in darkness, which is the ego, or do we want to live in the light, which is the spirit? So we're not talking about going around being angels and not being present. We're talking about being real human beings who are completely present in their lives, but who are completely connected to spirit. And so this is a process we're all in, and some of us can feel spirit very, very clearly, and it's taken up a lot of their life, and everything they do, they feel comes from their heart and comes from spirit. And some of us are only just sensing that there's something about spirit, and that it's actually very comfortable and very wonderful when you do things from your heart, when you let your spirit act, be your what do you call it, the well, or the source, the energy from which you take, where your energy comes from. When it's from your spirit and you do things from there, it feels gorgeous and you feel gorgeous. So it's just a beautiful thing that's happening, and some of us are just very connected to this spirit, and it can be really challenging to be, as I've said, with people who are very, very little connected to spirit. And for me, I just feel like taking a big hammer or a big club, you call it a club, and just go bang, 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 go away. Sorry, little plant. Because I get almost aggressive. I get so angry And this brought me to think a little bit further. So it's the whole thing about when you're in your spirit, you are in love. You are in the state of love, and it's beautiful. And so that made me think this morning how it says in the Bible that we don't belong here on earth. We humans, we don't belong here. We belong in heaven. That's our home. So we're actually, we're moving through. We're just here for a while, and then we go home. And where we come from, everything is spirit. And everything is love. It's completely bathed in love. It's a huge ocean. It's a huge universe where everything is love in all forms. So love is the driving force of everything. Love is everything you see, you hear, you experience when you are spirit. And it's pure. It's completely pure. There's no ego. There's no aggression. There's none of the human things that we go through and we sense here on earth. They're just not there. So, and this, what I'm coming to now is that where I think many women who are very spiritually open feel very unhappy. And I have felt this a lot through my life. I feel aggressive. I feel like beating them up, but I also feel so deeply unhappy because I just think to myself, we are such beautiful beings, and we are in our spirit. We are just so gorgeous, and we have so much beauty to share. And when we love and send out our love, we just purify everything around us, and we create so much wonderful energy around us, and people feel wonderful in our presence. And so few people do this, and it just makes me so sad. It just makes me so sad. And it also amazes me. I mean, Jesus came to earth 2,000 years ago, and we still haven't got it. It's just absolutely. Let's move this chair. I'll just give this little plant a bit of rest here. It is absolutely mind-boggling how people who are spirit and who are love in their depths can be so stuck and so horrible. It just is mind-boggling. So I just want to send my love and my understanding and my just my deep comfort to you. You might be a man or you might be a woman who feels desperate that things are so bad, because I know how you feel. It's just so sad. So bless you where you are. And now we're going to come to what do we do. And I've said this before. So when we have this feeling, you may be sitting with someone who is just completely indulged in their ego. Their ego is everything. And we're going to talk more, I think, about being in your ego, because it can be many things. It can be everything. But the way you know somebody is in their ego is there's an unease, and there's not a beauty. They don't shine beauty. It's can be quite ugly what they shine out. You just sense, and often they can be tense, anxious, and as Eckhart Tolle says, you can see it in their eyes that they're not present in their spirit. There's this glare, or there's just a staring, and there's this. Their eyes are just they're suffering, of course, and well, there's no peace. You don't sense deep, wonderful peace around them. It's nervous. And well, I've got to the stage where I just can't be with many people like that. I get sick. I get really physically sick. I'm so tired. I just have to sleep all the time, and I just don't do it because it's just so unhealthy for me. And I wouldn't say I get depressed, because that's not something I really do, but it just, it stresses me, so I can't really be. So I have to really limit how much I'm with people who are like that. But when we are with someone like that, and maybe someone who we have to be with in our daily life, what we're told to do, which is very powerful by Eckhart Tolle, and I said it in one of the last videos, is to really be very present. So you might have to go away and be in your own room. So I have my own little place where I am all alone, and I have to have that, where I can just go away and be myself and do my things on my own, in my own space. Maybe I have my dogs around me, but just otherwise I'm just on my own. And there's no phone that can ring, and I might have my computer, but otherwise it's just books and just being myself, and it's my space. So that can be really, really important. But when you're sort of physically around them, what is important is that we get over the point where I am, where you want to take a club and just beat the ego away, and you just shine your presence, you shine your attention onto it. So you sense that, okay, now I was irritated a minute ago, now I'm just going to calm down, and I know that this person I'm with has a spirit, is a spirit, and that the spirit, the light of the spirit is shining from this person, and it might be a very, 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 very tiny little glimpse of light, but it's there. There's not a human being on this planet that doesn't have a spirit. It doesn't exist, I don't believe. So the beauty and all the greatness that one day might come out, probably will when they're around you, is there. So one way to do it is to look to that, and to just sense that, oh, I can sense their spirit. It's there behind all the, oh, we better do this and we should do this. No, I think we could, oh, and how about this? No, oh, okay, right, let's have a cup of tea, and let's, all the tense, all the activity that's just not graceful, and just ego. Under that, this beautiful spirit is in this person. So that's encouraging. So that's one thing you can do, look to that. And the other thing is to really just acknowledge that this person is in his ego. This person is living in his ego and acting from his ego, and just shine your attention onto it. And when you feel you're getting to the point of nausea or really feel tired, you can say, I'm just going to go for a walk, or I'm going to do my things now, so see you later. But just the fact that we do this helps this person, because their spirit wants to shine out. I promise you, their spirit is dying. Oh, that's a stupid expression, because it's living. It is so wanting to come out and shine. And when it does, you will meet this person, its spirit, and you will be able to connect and do beautiful things with this human being. And the human being will, of course, be very different. And it will only be more beautiful. You can only become more beautiful by being in your spirit. So that's what I'm practicing in my daily life when I'm with people who are very stuck in their ego. And it helps me so much. And I just love how I found this Eckhart Tolle's words, that the attention, just being attentive and acknowledging that this is the ego that's in full activity, and it's okay. It's okay. Don't fight it. And I've even got to a point where with my husband, for instance, when I'm with him, he can feel it, because we've been talking about this for 20 years. So and we got to a point some years ago where I said, can you feel that you have a spirit? Can you feel it? Just this beautiful, wonderful, and he needed God and prayer to actually get to it. And he could sense, wow, there is something in there. Wow, it feels good. And can you, I asked him, can you sort of stay there and just be in that space? Yes, he can. And as soon as he gets up, it's gone. But he can feel it. And so it's just like taking on another coat, or taking off a coat. Oh, that's right. That's how it feels to be naked. That's more or less what it really feels like. When you take off all your clothes, all the heavy clothes, and you just feel naked, it feels so nice. So he can feel that, and we can actually, I can remind him, okay, right, I think you're in your ego now. I can say that sometimes, and it's good not to say it too often, but sometimes if we have to do something together, I say to him, if we're going to do this together, I'd really like you to be in your, I actually say to him, I'm very strict, I say to him, you have to be in your spirit, because I just can't, it's so hard for me to work with when you're in your ego. And he understands that, and which is just beautiful, and respects that. So when he calms down and can feel, that's better, right? Then he says, okay, I'm ready now, and that's beautiful. So it's practicing, helping each other with love, to practice, to be in your spirit, which is your completely love-filled being, and it's just beautiful. So this was just sharing where I am right now and how I think I'm learning every day, and so I hope that you can use some of this in your life, and we'll be moving. We've done some chicken broth, now we're going to move on to some more practical things, but this theme, or this subject, love and spirit, I think I will keep talking about, because you can't not talk about it, because it's so beautiful, and it's everything. So I just pray and wish for you that you are well, and that you are feeling your spirit more and more, and how life is just, the beauty of life is just taking up more and more space in your life. So see you soon.